I remember it all very well. Looking back, it was the summer I turned 18. We lived in a one-room shack. A one-room run-down shack on the outskirts of New Orleans. We didn't have money for food or rent. To say the least, we were hard-pressed. Then Mama spent every last penny we had to buy me a dancing dress. Mama washed and combed and curled my hair, and she painted my eyes and lips, and I stepped into a satin dancing dress that had a split on the side clean up to my hip. It was red velvet trim, and it fit me good. Standing back from the looking glass there stood a woman where a half-grown kid had stood. She said, "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down." Mama dabbed a little bit of perfume on my neck, and she kissed my cheek, and I saw the tears welling up in her troubled eyes as she started to speak. She looked at her pitiful shack, and she looked at me and took a ragged breath. She said, "Your paws runned off, and I'm real sick, and the baby's gonna starve to death." She handed me a heart-shaped locket that said, "To thine own self be true," and I shivered as I watched a roach crawl across the toe of my high-heeled shoe. It sounded like somebody else. It was talking, asking Mama, "What do I do?" She said, "Just be nice to the gentleman, Fancy, and they'll be nice to you." She said, "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Lord, forgive me for what I do. If you want out, well, it's up to you. Now don't let me down. Now your mama's gonna move you uptown." The last time I saw my ma, the night I left that rickety shack, the welfare people came and took the baby. The welfare people. Mama died and I ain't been back, but the wheels of fate started to turn, and for me, there was no way out, and it wasn't very long till I knew exactly what my mama had been talking about. I knew what I had to do, and I made myself the solemn vow. That I was going to be a lady someday, though I didn't know when or how. I couldn't see spending the rest of my life with my head hung down in shame. You know, I might have been born just plain white trash, but Fancy was my name. She said, "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down." It wasn't long after a benevolent man took me off the streets, and 1 week later I was pouring his tea in a 5-room hotel suite. I charmed a king, a congressman, an occasional aristocrat. Got me a Georgia mansion, elegant New York townhouse flat, and I ain't done bad. I ain't going back. I ain't going back. Now, in this world, there's a lot of self-righteous hypocrites that call me bad, criticize Mama. I feel like they added this part. Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Lord, forgive me for what I do, but if you want out, well, it's up to you. Now don't let me down. Your mama's gonna move you uptown.